Hello, Doxy here. Hope everybody's doing great on this Wednesday, July 13th. Again, we're going to have a video, and if you feel like you want to reach out to us with any questions about, for that matter, really anything relating to business, please give us a call or email me at cochraneconsulting@yahoo.com. Or you can reach us, our website's www.ccochraneconsulting.com. Today we're going to talk about a little bit about EBITDA, earnings before income tax, depreciation, amortization, and really the value of a business. So let's go ahead and dive in. I made a little PowerPoint for you here. So let me show you my screen. There we go. Okay. So if you take a look at the screen here, of course, Cochrane Consulting, and there's our system, our E4 system that we talk a lot about. If you're a first-time viewer of this video of Cochrane Consulting, this our system is really the 4 cycles of business ownership. Either you are entering business for the first time, you are evaluating a business, enhancing, or exiting a business. You're in one of these 4. There is no other, and that's what's so awesome about our system. The enhancing piece is really, down here, is really where most companies that have been in business are working through. All right. So the first thing about EBITDA margins, okay, this is a good time to actually sell, because if you take a look at this chart, we're on an upswing with EBITDA margins hitting a new high point in 2022. And you can see it takes, just like anything else, ups and downs. So now is a good time to actually do that. The selling price to EBITDA multiple ticked up modestly in the 4th quarter of 2021. Okay, and that's what this chart is really telling us. Now, what is EBITDA and what does it do for you? The bottom line is a buyer, let your attorneys, let your tier 1 schools talk about EBITDA all day long, but the bottom line is this, that you have to show your company is making money. You have to show it to the buyer. It's that simple. And if you're not doing that, showing yourself that you're making money, and even if that takes paying Uncle Sam the dollars to show that, that's what you do, period. Especially if you're thinking about exiting your business within the next 3 years. Okay, you want to have a good solid 3 to 5 years of EBITDA, for sure. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So who's looking and who is looking to buy? What's the best kind of a buyer? This chart, and it may not come out too clear for you right now, but there's really 9. And if you look in between here, you have what we call as an ESOP, and that's an employee stock option purchase. And that's when the owner decides, hey, I'm going to sell this to my employees. That's one option. But notice that that's number 6. So number 9, which is your best buyer, is a strategic positioned buyer, that what they're looking to do is have the benefits of vertical or horizontal integration, synergy, if you will, and that's your best type of buyer. But there's really 9. There's more than 9 types of buyers, but we here at excuse me, Cochrane Consulting, what we do is we look to see and we ask the questions to buyers where they fall on this chart. And they're either a 1 or they're a 9 or somewhere in between. And by the way, I just wanted to plant this seed. The buyer that's going to come in and pay you the top dollar for your business is a 9. They're not going to sit here and debate what it is, well, you want 1.2 million for your company. I'm going to offer you 700,000. They're not going to do that. They're not even going to do that. They're going to look at the evaluation. They're going to look at the numbers. They're going to see that, okay, maybe your asking price at 1.2 is really should be maybe roughly 1 million. They may even go and give you 1.2 because they are a strategic buyer. They see an advantage of buying your company. So a 9 is a good thing. Now, if like I said earlier, is if we our 4 cycles of business ownership, we have E1 through E4. If you are an entering party and you are starting your business for the first time and you're going to build it, this is why I provided this slide, because this slide here is exactly what you're going to go through. Now, if you are a buyer and you're looking to buy a business, you're going to look at this the same way, this pyramid. And the idea is that the perfect business is one that has a great foundation of, personnel right down here, share of market demand, their products and services are top notch, facilities top notch, money, their corporation or at least their credit is excellent. Management and marketing plans, systems and networks are in place. Okay, research and development is in place. And all of this is driven by profits. Now, you might look up here and you might see, well, profits. That's kind of a small little triangle right up there. Not true, because your profit is in this entire pyramid. It costs money. It costs money. I'll say this again. It costs money to build wealth. And that's what you have to look at. From a buyer standpoint, if you're going to go in and you're going to, let's say somebody did an evaluation, we did an evaluation, company's worth 2.5 million, and you want to come in there and offer the person 700,000. You're not the buyer, guaranteed. You're not. And if you want to look for a deal, let me just tell you this: if you are looking for a deal, your pyramid here is not a pyramid, guaranteed. I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm telling you that the profits up there, you look up here and say, oh gosh, you're only making, $100,000 profit. They're only making $300,000 profit. But what you're not looking at is the structure, the infrastructure that has been in place and been put in place by this owner. Okay, enough of that. All right, let's go to the next one. Business valuation concept. It really is this first sentence. Valuation is the process of determining the economic worth of an asset or company under certain assumptions and limiting conditions and subject to the data available at the valuation date. Now, there's a key word in here as to why evaluations or valuations, however you want to put it, is an art. The word subject. Assumptions and limiting conditions and subject to the data available. Okay, because it's an art. Evaluation is art. That's why make sure that if you're going to buy or sell a business, that there's an evaluation in place. Excuse me. The reason is that you do not want to leave money on the table. You want to make sure that both the seller excuse me, and the buyer get the best deal, both of them, a win-win scenario. All right, the business valuation drivers, this is what we look at. You have the financial leverage, future performance, financial expected return, the biggie, cash flow, asset types. Is it a good asset? It's a bad asset. Exit strategy. Does the business owner have an exit strategy in place? And you wouldn't think that that's important, but that's extremely important, because if they have an exit strategy in place, then they're doing what I'm telling them to do. Okay, these are all business value drivers. So if you're looking at this video for the first time and you don't have these little pieces in place, you need to start working on them today, period. There's really different types of methods, formulas, if you will, to evaluating business. We use actually 11 of them. But bottom line, you have three: the asset-based method, the income-based method, the market-based method. This last column, which is other methods, again, you could have a rule of thumb, different types of multipliers, all of these things. But basically what we do is we use 11. Book value method, capitalization of earnings method, comparables, these we use as well. But let me just show you what it kind of looks like. Okay, the business evaluation process, we obtain the depth and understanding of the business. This is a big, because every business is different. The culture is different. The systems are different. The way people look at money is different. It's just fascinating. So once we come in, we perform a thorough financial and qualitative analysis. We consider all three approaches: asset, market, income, and others. Consider the valuation and adjustments, of course, add backs, a variety of other things. Reconcile indicated values, and we come up with a conclusion. And then we present the report to the owner. Now, owners always, golly bum, they always think their company is worth more than it is. It would be worth more than it is if you do what I tell you. Then it would be worth more. Okay, but again, I said this earlier. In order to build a strong pyramid, it costs money, and a lot of people don't want to spend the money. So if you don't want to spend the money, you're not going to have a solid pyramid. It's that simple. Okay, so what do we look at? This particular company, we did evaluation, and of course, these are several of the indicators. So we come up with the book value. Book value of this company, 1.468. The adjusted book value, 1.8. Replacement cost, 549. You'll notice the replacement cost is really this particular company, what they really spent in making the company that pyramid that I talked about. And if we were to actually replace that pyramid with a replacement cost, it would be X amount of dollars. In this case, it's 549. Sales multiple, 2.2 million right here. The gross margin multiple, 4.8. EBIT multiple, 1.1, and EBITDA multiple, 3.7. So what we do is we take, oops, sorry, I'm getting excited there. What we do is we take a look at all of these numbers. We have a high at 4.8. We have a low at 549, an average, and a median. Okay, so if you look at that, it's really interesting. It's how you look at value. And people that come in and look at buyers, especially that come in and look at companies, they look, and first thing they want to look at obviously is this low number. Well, you can toss that. No, if an owner has an evaluation and the high value is 4.8, do you think that they're going to take 549? Not even close. But this is one of the things that we do to actually get a summary of the whole picture. Okay, the whole picture and the different possibilities. And we give this to the seller and explain to them that what an educated buyer is going to do is they're going to do their own look at the numbers, and they're going to come up with some certain things. Okay, so that's why we have an evaluation on the table, so we can actually look together and come up with a good number. Okay, this little sheet here is kind of what we do. We do evaluations, marketing assignments, tax minimization analysis, enhancement reports, target searches, and of course deals, and of course we have books on Amazon. I just put this in here today just to show you kind of what we do here at Cochran Consulting. But the biggest thing that I put in today, which I thought was really fascinating, we have this in our office, and I'll read this to you. To realize the value of a year, ask a student who failed a grade. To realize the value of a month, ask a child whose family never took a vacation. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly post. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the traveler who missed the plane. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask a person who missed the bus. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who had just avoided an accident. To realize the value of a millisecond, my favorite, ask the person who won the silver medal. Treasure every second and spend them with someone special enough to earn your time. Time is money. Time waits for no one. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, today is a gift. This last one is spot on. The time you spent reading this, if you make $500K a year, this will cost you $0.015854896 per second. We have that in our office because we know that time is indeed money, and we value things. We value things not only qualitatively but quantitatively. We look at things from a different set of lenses, or set of lens. And so we just share videos from time to time like this. We don't go into depth because, this isn't, you're not earning your PhD in this stuff. But I hope that these videos help you understand what you need to do from point A to point B, taking your business from point A to point B. Thank you again for watching. Again, this is Doc C, and please feel free to email me, call, or contact me at any time. I appreciate it. You guys take care. Bye-bye.